There is a parable that was written in Matthew verses 17 to 20, in which I believe it was Jesus that was saying to his disciples that if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. I would like everyone to keep that in their minds, but for now, let's dive into Blood on the Bayou. It has been an eventful few weeks for our coterie, with the Elysium held by Prince Madeline announcing the new primogen of the city, followed the very next evening by a meeting by the allowed anarchs in the city of New Orleans and some of its surroundings, discussing the problems of needing to replace barons that have perished. Our newly elected officials, shall we say, of Elijah and Sora and Nikolai are getting used to what it means to run a domain and exactly who they will be having to deal with on those ends of the spectrum. But on this evening, as humans and some kindred as well are getting ready to start spending various different holidays with each other, where people will be traveling from city to city, perhaps others coming to New Orleans and others departing, we open our scene with all of our kindred. I would like everyone to please go ahead and roll me your dexterity and wits and add 10.
Add 10?
Add 10. Give me the result in numbers, not in successes.
Oh, you're killing me. I only have my
Dexterity
vampire
and
dice
what?
here.
Yeah,
Dexterity and wits and add 10 to the accumulated results, not of successes, but of actual numbers.
On the first time, I'm using the benefits of having a D10 dice versus the vampire dice.
So you want us to roll dexterity and wits on numbered dice
Yes, please.
and add each number on the dice together?
Yes, please.
Plus 10, so 36.
36?
Yeah.
Okay.
40 for Nikolai.
Okay.
You made me pull up a dice roller. I only have
Feel
vampire
dirty.
dice here. I'm like, I can only see if there's
35.
successes.
39.
35.
My apologies. It's still very early in the morning for me. 35, you say? Okay.
Yep.
42.
I realize that I said the wrong thing, but we will go with this. 42. Is that everyone? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. You do not have. Elijah, did I get yours?
39.
39. Yes. What I had wanted to say was just sum up your dots and dexterity and wits and add 10, but we went with this, so this is fine.
Um,
All right.
I mean, I could
so-
get you the other number too if you need.
No, this is fine. We went with this method. What can I say, folks? Allergies and early morning wake ups have muddled my brain a little bit this morning, so apologies. All right, excellent. So the first person will be Sora. So now that everyone has rolled those numbers for me, Sora. I would like you to recount to us a time in your living life where you were exceptionally happy that would have taken place during the daytime. Where are you?
I would say this would have been when their dad would have taken them to a museum in LA called, well, I won't say the term just for copyright infringement purposes, but it's a really well-known museum in LA. And it has multiple different buildings dedicated to different art histories, from Baroque to Renaissance, to like even ancient art to modern art to contemporary art. When they were in a contemporary art, they didn't really care. They were just like, why is this chair considered an art piece if it's just considered a chair just sitting there? But when they took them to where the Baroque area was and saw just the beautiful manifestation of paintings and representational art, they were just in complete awe. And like their father, all the paintings that they were interested in, their father would take time to discuss about like the history regarding that painting. Almost as if he could see like the knowledge, he could see the interest in their son, and just wanted to express it. So that's probably one of the things that kind of hit them the most.
And you are experiencing the familiarity and the warmth of that memory and the feelings of contentment and fascination and love, essentially, that are flowing through you at the feelings of this beautiful spark of humanity that is within yourself. Elijah. How about yourself?
Probably be when his daughter was little and he'd take her to the zoo.
And you would see yourself walking with your daughter hand in hand, seeing the animals that are all quite exotic at this point in time, considering your long lifespan. Your daughter squeals with delight as she sees an elephant for the first time in her life. And although the conditions back then were not exactly ideal for the animals, those thoughts don't really cross your mind. You stop to purchase a bag of peanuts which have been procured and are able to be fed to this elephant. And it's heartwarming. It's genuine. And it's a really beautiful moment. Nikolai, where are you?
I imagine for Nikolai, his memory would flit back to a period of time where he actually still had the regular ability to indulge his passions. So I imagine, even though he still spends frequent time in the lab as a kindred, it's not the same. Um, so I imagine he's back in the lab, back when he was still mortal, working with his colleagues closely on some random genetics project that he would have been associated with over the years. Probably sometime in the late 90s, I would say.
Excellent. The familiarity of the environment around you, the structured files and computers, and the busy noise of your colleagues as they are discussing these revelations that they're making, and the quite potential groundbreaking research that you're all doing fills you with an absolute sense of ease and focus at the same time. This is a very comfortable feeling for you, a very passionate one, a side we don't get to see that often in the nights. Quinn, where are you?
One would probably be at a park at in the hometown where he was living and working with his family. At the time for a long time. Working on government projects, probably Virginia. I think that's where I had him originally located, somewhere around that area. And it'll be a nice, bright, sunny day. They're out, having a picnic, going for a walk, just enjoying some outdoor time, family time, because work's busy, so you got to take advantage of you know the little time that you do have available, outside of the office and lab, since he does spend a lot of time working on projects. So
The air in the park is a comfortable temperature. It's not too hot, it's not cold. There are people walking their dogs. There are a couple of people that have small carts which will sell hot dogs or ice cream. It's a lovely day, a good day for families to get out and enjoy the experience, a good day to sit on a bench during your lunch break and eat your sandwich, have a cup of coffee, and just take it all in. It's very pleasant. And you're reveling in this quiet moment, which makes you happy. Michaela, where are you?
Kayla would be on her first date with the love of her life. They met just recently then, and he had asked her out, and she was really happy because she didn't realize that he noticed her. She's noticed him a lot. She seen him visiting the library every now and then, and she didn't think that they would end up together. Um, this is just their first date, but she remembers that, all the little sweet feelings, all of that, little heart flutters, the butterflies of their first dinner together. That's where her mind is.
And you, in your visions, in your dreams, find yourself as that person, reminiscing the day after, basking in the afterglow of the really good first date that you had, wondering if it's too soon to text again or not, but enjoying that feeling of the comfortable texts, that seem to come in at interesting times of the night, but reading through them again, it's a loving feeling. It's very enjoyable. Everybody. As these feelings and sparks of humanity and remembrances pulse through you, it's a warm, enjoyable feeling for a while. But then that warmth starts to accumulate. And something in the back of your mind is telling you, I shouldn't be out during the daytime. That doesn't make sense. I mean, this feels like a good, happy memory, but why does this feel wrong? Why does the sunlight feel so very wrong? I would like everybody to please make me a roll of your willpower plus a third of your humanity rounded down.
Just pulling up my calculator. What was the other one?
Your willpower plus a third of your humanity rounded down. Do not include any hunger dice.
4.
4.
5, my mistake.
Yes, crits will be a thing on this roll. 5 for Elijah.
Got a crit. So I got 2 10s.
8 with a crit for
I
Nikolai.
got 4 with a crit.
4 with a crit. Okay.
Of 5 successes.
5 successes.
That's 6 with a crit.
6 with a crit. Nikolai and Elijah. You are both together in your apartment, Nikolai. Would you describe this bedroom for me?
I'm going to leave that to Elijah because Elijah did all the decorating. Nikolai left this place as an empty shell for the longest time.
It is decently decorated because he went to IKEA because he was like, no, I'm not putting anything fancy in here. There's a bed with 2 nightstands. You know, they each have whatever they have on the nightstand. Against the only window in there, he put the dresser because Nikolai was a little paranoid about the window. So there's curtains behind it, and he put the dresser against it. And then there's like a little hallway to the bathroom.
And the hallway to the bathroom. All right. Nikolai, you begin to feel the uncomfortable sensation and the knowledge of that the sunlight feels wrong. As do you, Elijah. Both of you are currently awake, bolt upright. Elijah, you are currently in a state of frenzy. You begin immediately running out of the hallway, running out of the bedroom and into the hallway. Something is very wrong. Something feels exceptionally wrong, and you are feeling the fear of the sunlight burning you. Nikolai, you are feeling this exact same feeling, but you are managing to keep your composure for now. Nikolai is bolting out of that. Elijah is bolting out of the door as quickly as he can. What would you like to do? You
Nikolai
are
will
able to
quickly.
keep your composure for the scene for a while. I will have you roll again in a while.
Nikolai will quickly get up, and he's not going to specifically get in Elijah's way, but he'll follow Elijah. Essentially, he's trying to make sure, knowing that Elijah's in a state of frenzy, um, and I would assume probably even based off of the behavior, being at least somewhat aware that Elijah isn't riding the wave, just namely trying to guide him a little bit. Um, Essentially, just trying to steer him in a way where he won't necessarily cause terrible damage to the apartment, because Nikolai knows that that would end up just frustrating Elijah once he comes to. And additionally, also trying to make sure that, assuming Elijah eventually leaves the apartment, since it does appear to be a terror frenzy, and thus he'd be trying to get away, guiding him as best as he can through the building to try to avoid any direct contact with like neighbors or anything like that. Just try to help Elijah get away like they're trying to do.
Elijah, I would like you please to roll a strength and brawl roll for me. And Nikolai, you may do the same. Elijah, as you are currently under the effects of a terror frenzy, you may add 3 dice to your pool.
Five.
2.
2. Nikolai, Elijah is pushing past you and essentially slams you out of the way into a wall as he is booking it into the space that is leading towards what would be an exit towards this apartment. Would you kindly describe this area for us?
So probably a fairly basic uh, entryway to the apartment. Um, since these are a bit nicer of apartments at the Pythian, um, there is kind of like an actual like entry hall, very small. It doesn't like extend very far, just a few feet worth, enough to get a closet in there and some space to put like some like decorative stuff like a painting or something like that on the wall. That would then lead out into the rest of the apartment. There'd be an entrance off to the right hand side that would go off into a little kitchenette area, and then you'd have the rest of the main living space of the apartment out in front. Um, I imagine that it's probably just a fairly basic setup in the entryway. So there might be like one of Elijah's paintings on the bare wall. Um, but other than that, like the closet doesn't really necessarily have any decorations on the doors or anything. Um, no like side table or anything like that. So it just kind of a semi-open space for the most part.
As you rush into this room and Elijah is in a frenzy rushing towards where the exit to the apartment would be, the exit door, the first thing that catches your attention is that it is far too bright in this room. I would like to ask you, does this apartment contain any form of clock on the wall? Does Nikolai have a wristwatch that he would wear while he sleeps, or
I'm sure there's some kind of clock.
Elijah would have put a clock on the wall because he
And
probably found a fancy one that he liked.
because Nikolai probably doesn't wear his watch while he sleeps. He does have a watch that was given to him by Sakura when he became Primogen. She gave it to him as a gift. Um, but yeah, I can't imagine that he wears it while he sleeps. He probably takes that off and puts it on the end table. So, and with the situation, I don't imagine that he grabbed it as he jumped out of bed. So,
all right? So I will let you make a wits and awareness roll for me, but subtract 2 as you are currently in a state of trying to guide Elijah's actions, and at this point in time, not very successfully.
facts. 2 successes.
2 successes. It is enough for you to catch a few details as you are in this room of the clock that's displayed on the wall somewhere. You notice that the time is around, it seems to be just after 6:05 p.m. And Elijah is currently making his way to the door. Elijah, I want you to go ahead and roll another strength and brawl roll for me, and again add 3 dice as you attempt to burst through this door.
It's also going to be locked. Or he always locks it at night.
You are still adding the 3 dice.
3.
3 successes. Nikolai, what are your decisions as he is bashing on this door and it takes a heavy impact, and you are aware that this sound would, if there are neighbors in this area, likely cause quite a ruckus as Elijah is preparing to smash once more to get the store to come off its hinges?
Oh, this is when investing in animalism would have been a good idea. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Nikolai's gonna rouse the blood here.
All right.
Success, so he's not hungrier. And we're gonna just attempt as best as we can to restrain Elijah at this point, because I'm assuming, not fully positive what time of year it is in game off the top of my head, but I'm assuming 6 o'clock is also still within daylight hours at this time of year.
It is not.
Okay.
But
Okay.
whether or not Andre knows that, or Nikolai knows that, I'm not entirely sure, but it is not. We
Well,
are
regardless, we don't want Elijah getting out of the apartment if we can avoid it. I would rather him destroy things here than kill a bunch of people in the hallway now that he's drawn a bunch of attention. So, that's going to be for 5 with a crit.
5 with a crit. You manage to grab onto Elijah and pull him away from the door and potentially throw him into the living room space. I'm going to give you one more action that you may take, Nikolai, before I ask you to roll another frenzy check, as the feeling that it is still very much daylight is beginning to once again creep into your mind.
Let's see if this works. Nikolai is going to attempt to connect eyesight with Elijah, and the moment that they connect eyesight, he's simply going to utter forget. Dominate.
Interesting.
Cloud memory.
Interesting.
See if we can
All right.
make Elijah not
So,
remember why a frenzy would even be happening.
All right, so go ahead and roll that for me. And Elijah will have a +2 to resist as they are frenzying at this point in time. Elijah, let me just get to the discipline section of this here. It's nice having this storyteller screen. This is cloud memory, yes?
Yeah.
So wits and resolve for you, Elijah. And whatever your result is, you're not going to add 2 dice, you'll just add +2 to it. And it's charisma and dominate for Nikolai.
Turn that into 5.
All right.
Oh, only seem to want to roll 5 tonight.
Whew. 6 with a crit.
6 with a crit. For the moment, Elijah, the terror subsides. For the moment. Both of
As
you
Nikolai
have
starts
an
flipping
action.
out.
Both of you have an action that you may take before I ask you to roll another frenzy check.
Elijah's just kind of like looking around and just like, you know, almost as if he was on fire, like trying to like pat his and just looking around like what the hell is going on.
Nikolai's going to attempt to take a quick peek out of the curtains in the living room just to see if there is sunlight out there or if it is in fact dark.
Make a dexterity and athletics just to see if you avoid taking any damage.
Yep. And if I remember correctly, does rousing attributes, does that last the full scene when you're not in combat? Is that how that works?
Mhm.
Okay, so I still have rouse on physical. 2 successes. Let's hope that's enough.
2 successes. You peek out to see that there is a lot of sunlight outside, and you take 1 point of aggravated damage on the face. That was your one action.
Yep.
Please make another frenzy check for me. Elijah, what is your one action?
Does he see Nikolai get the sun on the face?
Yes.
I'm gonna see if he can do this. Because Elijah is quick as hell, he's going to grab him and try to pull him into the hall closet where it's dark.
You are fast enough. I will allow this. Are you using Blink to take this action?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and rouse for that, yes.
4
Not
successes.
hungrier.
4 successes. All right, 4 successes. Nikolai, it is now your turn to start freaking out, but Elijah has managed to get you both into the hall closet. Elijah, make that frenzy check for me.
Oh god. Three.
3. As
Oh.
both of you are in the whole closet, the closet itself seems to come. Is this a freestanding closet or
It would be like a coat closet.
in
Mhm.
the wall there? All right.
Yep.
We move on from the scene as Nikolai and Elijah, in a state of frenzy, begin more or less attacking each other. And we move on to Sora. Sora, you have been staying at Camille's place, which is just a little bit out of the city to the northwest, past the area where the Longview Gardens would be, quite a bit past that, basically on the edges of the city as you would be coming into town from Baton Rouge. What is in this space that you sleep? How is the room that has been set up for you at Camille's place?
So the room itself would have, of course, just a standard bed. Lagatha will be there, though not Bernard, because Bernard would be staying at the Savage, along with probably the Black Panther and the kittens. But there would be quite a bit of art supplies closer towards the bed itself. So that would be on the one side. And then on the other side of the bed, other side of the bedroom, you will see what looks to be different types of workout equipment. You will see a punching bag. You will see weights. You will see trading dummies. You will see weapons of different types. Looks very different from very different from his original, their original bedroom per se. So it looks like one half is dedicated to leisure and pleasure, and the other half of the room is dedicated to business and action. Mm.
And this bedroom itself, what is the situation regarding windows or exits to this bedroom?
Oh, just one room out. Just one door out to lead into the hallway. And there wouldn't be any windows because I can't see Camille really putting that many windows in this house.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sora, you are awake and in a state of terror frenzy.
Ooh.
Your immediate reaction is to flee. You are beginning to look for the exit and you are rushing towards the exit of this building. You are not alone. I just need to do some math here myself.
All right.
Okay. As you begin tearing your way through the apartment, this house that Camille has set up, you don't particularly notice, as you are in a state of frenzy yourself, as another being comes running straight towards the same area that you are running for, the door, and collides with you. In your state of terror and frenzy, I would like you to go ahead and make a strength and brawl roll for me, please.
Now that they've been beefed. Oh boy. Okay. All right. It would be perfectly fine if this was book one, but it booked. Okay. All right. And do I have to add +2 successes or 2 dice to that, something like that?
You're going to add 3 dice to this.
Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not so too friendly to me. This may hurt a bit. Okay. 4.
What did you get?
5, 6, 7, 8. 12 successes with a crit.
You throw this figure into a wall and you are attacking with claws and with some damage here. So, this being, you are unsure of who this is as you are in a state of frenzy, takes the difference in successes here, which would be 6 points of superficial damage. And you are struggling tooth and claw against this figure, and they are going to attempt to attack you once more. Where is the health tracker on this silly character sheet? This makes absolutely no sense. What kind of character sheet is this that has no health tracker?
It should be underneath the survival where you see skills. If you're using the same as mine.
Yes, it should.
Yeah.
that is some bullshit right there. I tell you.
Really? There's no health, willpower, and humanity right there? Wow. What kind of character sheet you got?
There is, but it is an odd thing. It does not give me the boxes to click. It has regular boxes. All right, well, I will mark it myself. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. All right. So that actually, I believe, converts into one ag damage there. All right. So you throw this figure into what you really don't know. It is a wall of some sorts, and you are beginning to claw and struggle with each other. And this figure is going to attempt to bite into you and rip into your throat. So you can also go ahead and make an opposed strength and roll to see if this happens again.
What is happening? Okay.
This is very funny.
Okay, much better.
Oh, yes, I forgot. I should be adding that as well.
I don't have to use potence, right?
No, not unless
Okay,
you
go.
have lethal. If you have lethal body, yes.
No, I have prowess. Okay, cool.
Okay, prowess is something you've got to activate. Lethal body is kind of like a passive.
Whew, okay.
If I remember correctly.
Good. Okay. Just 7. Just 7.
Just 7.
Just 7.
All right, just 7. So, you feel this figure trying to bite into you and just take a big old bite out of your neck, but you instead bite into their shoulder and rip out a piece of flesh as you deal a significant amount of damage to this figure, and you are continuing to rend and to tear and to fight. And I would like you to make another frenzy check for me, please.
Okay. I was like, why did it have to happen now instead of book 1 where he was where they were a weakling? I was like,
Because that would have been far less entertaining.
I can see. Okay. Come on, don't fail me now. All right, much better. All right. There you go. 9 successes. Okay.
Sora, the frenzy passes from you as you are ripping and biting into this figure, which slowly, to your calmer mind, comes into view as the almost ended form of Camille is motionless on the floor, covered in blood and in torpor. The room is much, much brighter than it should be. I will allow you 2 actions before you need to make another frenzy check.
Okay. First action, when they see what they've done, they're immediately going to use they're going to use um they're going to rouse the blood to give them some dice. All right, cool. Don't get hungrier. And they're going to use Valoran as a salubri to heal up the damage that they caused, because they right now are truly heartbroken with with the actions that they just performed. So that would be their first action. So give me 1 second while I grab the dice roll for that.
As Valorant is quite complicated.
Yes, very complicated. Just to I don't even know how much aggravated versus superficial she would have. So because it's different depending upon
Her health track went full.
complete full.
If you had attacked more, if you had not made this and attacked more, she would have met the final death.
Okay, good. I would need to focus on aggravated. Okay. Oh my goodness! What is this? Oh, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so that'd be 7 successes, which
All right.
which would, it gets difficulty 2. That would make it, so that would heal 1 aggravated and 2 superficial for that roll.
All right.
Um,
You do
yep.
notice that the wounds begin to mend themselves a bit, but Camille is still in one hell of a state.
Mhm.
And you know that she will not be waking up this night unless it comes to the point where somebody can rouse her from torpor. Otherwise, she will spend some time mending in torpor. This was your first action. What would your second action be?
They're going to do it again, even though they understand the consequences associated with it. Because essentially they could do it as many times they want. And it's just that after the first time, they take half damage from how much they heal upon themselves. So you see them, of course, on the verge of tears as they take their hand again and attempt to roll one more time to heal them some more. Oop. Okay, this is crit. This is a crit. 4. So it'd be 8 more successes. Subtract 2, be 6. So that'd be 2 more aggravated damage, which would technically be 6 health of superficial that I will lose. That doesn't go to my aggravated.
Camille is definitely looking a lot better, still very injured, but a lot better.
So you
Now
start.
I'd like you to make. Yes. So we start.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you, of course, when that happens, you start to see like cuts and wounds started to appear of themselves as they essentially absorb the weight of their injuries into their own to try to heal Camille. So yeah, they definitely, they're not horrible in a horrible state, fortunately, due to their fortitude and stamina, but it definitely hurts them a bit.
I would like you to make another frenzy check as you
Okay.
can feel, even though Sora is an early riser, you can feel that the sun should not still be up.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Fortunately, they got a nice amount of humanity, so that helps them out quite a bit. Nine. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 successes.
You manage to keep your calm as the feeling of this is inside you.
What is happening? And they're going to try to take her body over to wherever Camille's bedroom is and try to figure out what's going on because they're completely confused.
With this action, you are able to move some items within Camille's room while you still have your wits about you to bar the door from exit and make it very difficult for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You find that Camille has a number of tools which can be useful in operations, such as steel chains, locks, and binding both her currently torpid form and then yourself in these chains. We fade to our next partner, Quinn. Where do we find you this evening?
Oh, I'm well. After the party last time, I didn't really have a reason to stick around the Coterie Haven, so I went back to mine to work on some pet projects. So I'd either be
Excellent.
asleep or in the middle of some research.
Would you describe your bedroom situation to us, please?
Yeah, he's. It would be, well, I guess he needs a little more protection now as a vampire. So he tries to he tried to make it a little non what's the word I'm looking here for, obvious. So he's got kind of like he's got kind of his bed set up like under the bed. So there's a normal bed, and then underneath it, like he can open something up that is kind of like it's kind of hidden, whatnot. He knows it's there. His research assistant knows it's there, but other than that, if somebody walked in the room, it would just look like a normal bed sitting on like a box. And then he's got a TV and a computer desk and some other stuff. But all pretty normal looking. Maybe some sciencey looking things here and there, but most of that's out in the other parts of the house or living quarters.
And the bedroom itself, does it have any windows in it?
No, we put the bedroom itself in like a interior area that had no outside like view access for important obvious reasons.
All right. And the other question which we have is, currently at your domicile, does anybody else live there?
I believe my research assistant would probably be living in, since I don't have a lot to pay them. So room and board is room and board helps with that side of things.
All right. Excellent. When you begin feeling this feeling of growing terror inside yourself from the feeling of sunlight and warmth, you immediately begin to thrash and to try and break out of this container that you have put yourself in under the bed. I want you to make a strength and brawl roll for me and add 3 dice as you are currently in the state of frenzy.
Because I'm super strong. Does it add 3 dice or just add 3 successes?
Add 3 dice.
Two successes.
Two successes. You begin to push and break out of this box, and you are scratching and clawing at it, but it is not yet breaking. However, you are making an awful amount of noise in your bedroom, but currently you are not in a state to care. Take 1 superficial point of damage while you are trying to forcibly extricate yourself from this secret bed beneath your bed, and go ahead and make another strength and brawl roll for me.
Still plus 3, right?
Hmm?
I said still plus 3, right?
Yes, add 3 dice to the roll.
4 successes.
4 successes. The container that you're in smashes open with your second attempt, and you are scrambling on all fours out of the bed, out of under the bed, not bothering to stand up, very animalistic, and you are making your way towards the door of the bedroom. Do you usually keep the door closed?
Well, that would I would keep the door closed, but the assistant may have left it open or closed depending on what they were doing.
Is the door usually locked?
When I'm sleeping, I'd say yes, probably.
All right. You would hear in a normal state that there is a banging and a knocking on the door, but to you, it just sounds like noise on the other side of this door. As you crawl up towards the door itself, you attempt to rip the door from its hinges. Go ahead and make another strength and brawl roll for me, please.
Still with the 3 modifier.
Indeed.
Smash. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. You manage to pull the door off and out as the door handle itself breaks open, and the door is not completely ripped off the hinges, but it is enough, and there is something in front of you, and you tackle it, and you begin to instantly bite and claw and attack this thing that is in your way as you have to get out of this place that you are in. Another strength and brawl roll for me, please.
This is whatever I'm jumping on. It's a extra unlucky night because that's 4 successes and they're all 6s. It's a bad omen.
This thing that was blocking your way, it might have been yelling or saying something, but you're very unsure, and you are covered in blood and various viscera, and you are running, and you are making your way out of this central area. Where are you now?
If I was coming out of my room, I'd probably be down at the end of the hall. I could be going left or right toward the kitchen or the main kind of like living area.
Where would the exit to the house or apartment be?
Exit would probably be over by the main living area.
And you begin
like
scrambling.
The front door. I think there's probably a balcony entrance over by the kitchen.
You begin scrambling towards that door, and Then you begin to feel it as the curtains to the balcony are opened and the sunlight is coming in to this area in full force. You take 3 points of aggravated damage as you are immediately running back away from this bright, bright light in the other direction towards the kitchen area.
So I run back toward the kitchen area.
Once you are there, kindly make another willpower plus a third of humanity rounded down roll for your frenzy, please.
Three. Wait,
Three.
Yeah, 3.
Describe this kitchen to me.
It's not small. It's a pretty large kitchen, center island. Side over here with on the wall with sink and cabinets and stuff, stove and microwave and all that. But enough room to like walk around. There's a little table, that kind of stuff. Maybe some lab equipment over here.
Are there any windows or other exits to this kitchen to other rooms?
There would be the balcony, probably a sliding glass door with some of what's likely either those cheap plastic blinds or actually probably a thick kind of cloth blind to just easier keep the sunlight out a little more reliably during the day.
And what is the exit to this other balcony? What would be on the other side of it there?
I mean, it would be a little. It'd be a balcony.
It would be what?
It would be a balcony. I mean, you open up the door and there's the little kind of open area there, overlooking probably the street.
All right. In your frenzy, you break through this window and immediately take some more sunlight damage. 2 more points of aggravated sunlight damage as you scramble out of this room into another room. Where are you going?
Well, if he said he busted through the balcony window?
Yes, but you immediately recoiled as sunlight flooded the area.
It hurts. It burns us. Yeah, he would probably head. He would probably try to head back. If you said sunlight hit him when he tried to go through the living room toward the front door, he might go back and try to, go into the bathroom or something. I don't know, somewhere to hide. Does he feel like just an overwhelming dread of being in this home right now? Is he just trying to get out of this home?
This was the feeling that you were initially feeling, but the beast is still self-aware of certain points of survival, and the sunlight hurts.
Yeah.
So running towards the bathroom area, which I assume is a standard bathroom, or is there a bathtub? Is there a shower?
Yeah, I mean it's a closed off shower. It's an internal bathroom, so there's no actual like windows outside. It would be pretty much sealed off.
The beast, having no recoil and no understanding of where to go, begins to thrash and to break things in this room. Bits of glass go spread everywhere, and the sink and the toilet bowl are completely busted as water begins to shoot from pipes, and Quinn is rampaging in this bathroom area. Make one more willpower and a third of your humanity rounded down roll for me, please.
That's better. 2, 3, 4, 5 with a crit.
5 with a crit.
Yeah, but it was so actually sorry, it's 5 and then 2 10s. So 5, 6,
So
7
that
with a
is
crit.
5. That's 9.
Oh, so yeah, because the crit's 2.
Yeah, 9 successes. You find yourself out of the frenzy for now. There's light coming in from certain places that you can see. You are covered in blood. You are in immense amounts of pain. Your skin is cracked and blistered. A part of your cheek seems to be missing from where the sunlight has taken chunks of you out. I will allow you 2 actions.
So he's gonna try. I'm gonna try to kind of step out of the bathroom now that I've gotten my wits about me, and to kind of move toward the kitchen since he's he's in control of his faculties somewhat at the moment. Does it look like there's any sunlight directly coming into the kitchen area that he can
As
see?
you had smashed that
Oh, the
window
window.
area
Yeah.
there to
So
the balcony, yes, it is. You would not be able to re-enter the kitchen safely.
okay. I've probably got some blood bags in a mini fridge in my room. He go. He won't want to. He's gonna try to want to go back towards where his room was to see if he can find it. Because I'm guessing that he probably feels hungry while being the damage probably makes him hungry.
At this point, it is still an intense amount of fear and pain, but not enough to get you to frenzy. So you are able to make it back to your room.
Probably.
And to take a blood bag or 2, I imagine. This does not heal wounds as you. I'm not sure if you took the merit to heal like Kindred, but this does not heal wounds.
No, yeah, but he's just he's. I mean, I do have thin blood vampiric resilience.
It would be comfort
Oh,
food
that's the one
for the pain.
The resilience lets you
nothing
take
else.
damage, yeah. But
Yeah.
he just wants to feel comfortable right now because he's in lots of pain.
Yes. And for your second action,
so try to call somebody. I'll probably try to dial up. I'd probably try to. The first person I would probably think to dial up would be Nikolai, because we've been talking a little bit about some stuff.
what you do notice as you come back into your bedroom is the mangled and dead body of your research assistant that had been living with you currently.
Oh, Trevor? Oh, man. Oh.
The smell of vitae and innards is quite overpowering. You attempt to call Nikolai, but there is no answer. But looking at your phone, you do see that the time is shortly after 6:05. Right now, it's around 6:10, maybe 6:15 p.m. The sun is still shining.
Oh, so we're getting close to evening time.
As a scientist, you are aware of the time during this time of year in New Orleans. The sun should have set around 5:05.
That's interesting.
Make another roll for me, please.
What should I roll?
Willpower and a third of humanity rounded down.
It was all a dream. Three. 3 successes.
3 successes.
3 seems to be my
Your room does not fare well in your remaining frenzy. We are going to transition to Michaela.
Uh-oh.
Michaela, Can you describe your room to us, please?
It is the room that was, well, the apartment was given to her by her sire before he left. It is the only room that uh, that she is, basically it's the one room where she alone has slept in. It has a lot of rooms, and she slept in a lot of different rooms when he was around, but this is the one room that's hers. Nobody has slept in it. She's, this is her room. And it's bare. Um, it's very different from a lot of the rooms in the house, because a lot of the rooms in the house are decorated and, just to have this whole humanity thing. Lots of books in her house, but this one room is bare. And I think it's because Michaela doesn't really know what she is or how to what her true nature is, but all of the other rooms she's copying Toreador vibes, basically, like pretty flowers, pretty decoration. But this one room that nobody has seen is where she sleeps. It's pretty bare, just has, a bed, a table for her to write on, and it's pretty much it.
This bedroom, is it a bedroom that contains windows at all?
It is not, just because it is in the basement, so that nobody can accidentally walk into it, because this is her private space. That's where it's hers. Nobody, yeah.
All right. Michaela, you are also overcome with the same feeling of frenzy and terror. The beast inside you immediately wants to begin to find a way out, to exit, to run. You are in a basement. As you begin running up the stairs to this basement exit, is the door usually locked?
Yeah.
I would like you to make a strength and brawl roll for me, please, and add 3 dice.
Michaela's a weakling. One, two, three. So, if she has no brawl, we just not add that, right? Cool. That is one success.
One success. You attempt to claw and to smash and to pull the door open. However, you would take 1 point of superficial damage as you're attempting to bash open the door, howling and screaming in animalistic frustration. Make the roll again, please.
Is two successes.
The door to this basement was built to be fairly sturdy, as this is your sleeping quarters. It is beginning to budge, but it is still not quite there. You take another point of superficial damage. Is there any other form of exit to this basement?
Not really. I don't know. It's not really
S-
an exit, just sort of like a small covered window. Like
mm,
basement window that's not really able to fit a human person. Just that tiny window, and it's covered. That's the only other
yes.
thing I can think of.
Kindly make another strength and brawl roll for me.
No successes.
No successes. It is ineffectual, and you are frustrated and begin running back down the stairs and begin destroying things in your path, clawing at walls, trying to find an exit. Kindly make that willpower plus a third of humanity rounded down roll again for me, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 6 successes.
It is something about the ineffectual actions that you are currently taking, that your beast is currently in control of, that seems to momentarily calm you enough to be out of frenzy. You are still panicking. You would be hyperventilating if you were a human, but that feeling is still there. But you have some of your senses about you, and you are seeing that you have some cuts and some gashes on your hand, and your nails are a bit bloodied from scratching at walls. You have 2 actions that you may take.
Um, I definitely want to take a seat on the bed just to like think about what's happening. Why am I so scared? Why am I so freaking out? Um, I I want to see if there's anything that I could remember or anything that I can think of that might cause this suddenly. Is this something that's ever happened to her, or that could be explained away?
This has never happened to you before. You remember vividly having the dream, the memory of your first date, the memory of that feeling the day afterwards, walking to work, smiling in the sunlight, and then you remember the understanding that it's sunlight, and sunlight for you is very, very wrong. You
Okay.
remember those feelings.
Okay. Um, she is going to try and see possibly like what basically she's gonna try and explore like what time is it, what's going on, how long has she been asleep, kind of thing. Like she might check her purse, which has her phone on it, which has a watch, just to see what time it is.
It is shortly after 6:05. It's around 6:08 as your attempts to smash things had not been extremely successful. Your rage for the moment had dulled fairly quickly.
She is going to try and look out at the window very carefully, the covered window that she has. Uh, just she remembers the sunlight, and she remembers um how the sunlight felt so wrong. So she's gonna be a little bit careful about that, but she is gonna look out to see, try and see if she could see whether the sun is up or not.
The way that the small window to the basement is situated, it would still be in the shade of the building at this point
Mm,
in time. So, looking out of the covered window would be safe. You peek out, but you do notice outside that it is still quite bright. There
okay.
is no direct sunlight coming in, but you instinctively shy away from the fact that it is bright there.
Right. Um, I'm surprised by this, just because this is usually when I wake up to go to work. So I Google on my phone, what time does the sun set today?
This is your second action.
Yes.
The sun was due to set around 5:05.
Okay.
Something that also pops up in your search, which you get, is unexpected heat wave hits New Orleans.
Mm.
To see if you're going to get more out of this headline. We'll have you make another frenzy check.
Okay. That's 6 with a crit.
You are able to maintain yourself, and you feel that you might be able to hold out for quite a bit longer. The news that you are seeing on your phone is headlines in a very newscaster Good Morning New Orleans fashion of looks like we should set our clocks back forward again. It seems as if daylight savings has undone itself as an unexpected heat wave has hit New Orleans. You can expect the sun to be staying up a little bit later today, and there are reasons and such that are given, which all seem very logical, scientific reasons according to the meteorologists. And but yes, it is expected to. The heat wave is expected to last for at least a week.
I send a text message to the group chat. Just, is everyone okay?
Everybody.
Quinn, see the message?
I would like everyone to go ahead and make their rouse check for today.
I am hungry.
Mhm.
Elijah is thankfully not hungry.
I am
Quinn,
too hunker.
Nikolai's good.
Quinn made his rouse check, but I feel like he'd be hungry just because of the damage he sustained.
You are in an incredible amount of pain.
Or
An
maybe the pain's killing.
incredible amount of pain. You almost died kind of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. It is now.
It's only 5 aggravated. I have 4 more health.
It is now
Oh, okay.
heading towards 6:30 p.m. And Michaela, the sun has finally started to set. And the feelings of terror begin to pass for all of you as you find yourself in control of yourself. And all of your phones are beeping almost non-stop with message after message after message. Not just from Michaela, but from others.
What do the messages say?
90% of them are, is everyone okay? Are you okay? Oh my God, I think such and such might have met the final death. I haven't heard from them. They are along these lines.
Okay.
You would recognize that the messages mostly are from kindred contacts. Sora, there is one message that you see on your phone amongst the various messages, which says, "We need to talk." And there is an Ultron emoji next to it.
Sora will send a message back saying, as soon as possible, I also will need help.
Are you all going to respond to Michaela's text as well?
So Michaela, what was the text that you said?
I just said if everyone's okay, and I receive a text in response to that from Quinn that says, "Oh my God, Trevor." That's that, and then Elijah responds, "Who?" And then there's several skull emojis, and Michaela's like, "All right, I'm assuming at least Elijah and Quinn are okay. I don't know who
So,
Trevor is."
What
so
question? How much damage did Elijah take fighting it out with Nikolai in a closet in the hallway?
Each of you took an additional 3 points of superficial damage.
Sora will send a text back to the group saying that they're okay, but Camille is hurt. They're going to take a look at how to fix it.
Nikolai probably hasn't looked at his phone yet, to be fair. I think the first thing that he'll be doing is dealing with some of the damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and start making a few rouse checks here and see how hungry Nikolai gets.
Excellent. Would anybody else like to attempt to heal some of their aggravated damage or any of their wounds?
Yeah, Elijah's gonna try and mend that superficial.
Yeah, same here. I think Sora's going to try to regain their superficial. That's just one roll, and we get guaranteed 3, right? 3 health for superficial.
Depends
believe
upon
it's-
your blood potency, how much superficial you can heal off.
Oh, I think it's just 1 for me. I'm bare bones.
Yeah, I have 1 blood potency and 1 superficial healed.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
To
blood.
heal an aggravated wound, you need to make 3 rouse checks.
Okay.
So I made
Gotcha.
6 rouse checks. I failed 3 of them. So Nikolai is pretty hungry now, but at the moment he is without damage.
Elijah's the same. He got
Right.
rid of his superficial, but he is up to hunger 3 now.
Hunger 2.
Kayla
Use that
did not
1.
do any healing. She's just on 2 superficial, so
Okay.
Those will heal over time by
So,
himself, but not tonight.
so I healed back up to full. I would be at hunger 3, but Sora does use their Golconda methods to reduce to reduce down hunger. So now they're at hunger 2.
Excellent. You do receive a message back from Abraxas, which is possibly through Finn, which says, "Would you kindly ask your group members to meet Rebecca at Eden Tech, please?"
Sora will not. Not. Sora will say, for sure, I can ask them if they could come. Though I think a lot of things has happened, so I'm not sure if they will be able to make it. But I will ask just to be on the safe side. And just to clarify, Camille has, even though Sora has performed that healing, Camille has not woken up yet. Correct?
She's not woken up yet, no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so Sora will definitely send a message to the group saying, Finn would like for us to meet up with Rebecca at Eden Tech. Is everyone okay with heading over there?
So after healing, Nikolai is going to go ahead and walk over to Elijah and just kind of start checking him over, making sure that everything appears to be generally okay.
Fine, I'm fine. I've been in worse bar fights.
I think Quinn's also going to try to make several rouse checks to try and heal some aggravated, because apparently thin bloods heal like normal vampires after they've been damaged. It's just the type of damage they take and sustain can be different, but that's why I took the resiliency, which it doesn't matter in this case because it's sunlight. But yeah, So
All right, so it's 3 rouse checks per aggravated damage.
After realizing Elijah's okay, Nikolai will go over to his phone and kind of start flipping through messages. He's probably ignoring the bulk of them, I would assume. However, he will respond to Michaela and say, "That was strange. We'll need to chat." And then for the message from Sora, let's meet at the Fontaine house.
First 3 rouse checks, 3 successes.
All right, you heal 1 point of aggravated damage. You do not get hungrier. Would you like to attempt another one?
He's gonna keep going until he can't. But basically, once he starts feeling like it's starting to get a little dicey and he's running low on whatever's left in the fridge because he can't really go out to the kitchen with the sunlight blasting through right now.
So as a reminder, you can only heal 1 aggravated damage per day.
Okay, well then I guess that's it then.
Sun is also set, right?
The sun has now set, yes. All right, so you have healed up that point of aggravated damage.
What about the superficial?
That you can go ham on.
Yeah, that's 1 rouse check per superficial.
Unless you've got good blood potency, but we all know you don't.
Yeah, 6. So there we go.
All right.
He healed
so
the bruise.
You heal that point of superficial damage.
The scratch on his forehead. Underneath all the charred flesh.
Yes, indeed.
Charred flesh. So Sora will sit back saying, okay, I guess we'll meet up there and then I'll head over to Editech for those who are able to make it. Sora is going to do a quick hunt if they can. Try to find like a rabbit or something close by, just so therefore they can eliminate that 1 point of hunger that they have.
Quinn's going to send a message to the group chat responding, I might need a plumber. and some bleach. A lot of bleach.
Ooh.
He gets a response from Elijah that's just Elijah sending him money.
Through Cash App? you Venmo it to him?
How do you plan to take care of the body of Trevor?
He might need some assistance in getting it out of the apartment, just because he doesn't really have a lot of experience doing this kind of thing.
Okay, Nikolai will move more bodies.
May I suggest that we reach out to Nikolai? Just suggestion. Character suggestion here. Maybe the right person. The proper person to text may just be Nikolai.
Well, I did try at first to call him, but he didn't pick up because we're kind of indisposed. So,
that's true.
Having fun closet time with Elijah.
It's all. Let me stop.
Some couples enjoy that.
So Sora is going to look for just to see if they can do a quick hunt for a rabbit or something like that to knock out their hunger, and then they will head over to the Fontaine house.
All right.
Michaela is
going to
make
a hunting roll.
The same.
Michaela, you are a Sandman, if I'm remembering correctly. So
just
you are
try
going
and
to
look for a place where people are already probably like a bar where people have drank too much too early, just to see if there's anybody sleeping there is what she's gonna be trying to do.
All right, so your hunting roll, let me see if that is in the resources here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look that up unless you happen to know your hunting roll. Sandman. All right, so dexterity and stealth for you, Michaela. include your hunger dice. And for Sora, you can go ahead and roll your composure
Composure
and
and-
animal
Okay.
kin.
So I got 6 successes.
Easily enough, you are able to find a rabbit to suit your needs.
All right, so Sora's going to hop in into their. They recently had a new car. It was the new version of the 370Z, and they're going to head over to the Fontaine's house.
And Nikolai, as he gets dressed and gets ready to leave the apartment, he's going to look over to Elijah. I'm going to need to stop by the medical center.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to Clips, see if I can find something real quick.
I'll see you at the Fontaine house.
You driving by
Oh,
yourself
Michaela.
then?
Yeah, if we both need to take care of some things, I think it'll just be easier that way, probably.
Okay. I won't fight
And
with you over it.
since Nikolai can drink cold blood, he usually just prefers to find somebody that's a terminal patient. Rather than going to the actual ward, he's going to head to the morgue and see if there happens to be a fresh enough cadaver that he can go ahead and just drain it dry.
You can make a resolve and medicine roll for me, please.
Elijah,
Sorry, this one is manipulation and insight.
It depends upon what I'm doing. Manipulation and insight is for if I'm going to try to get like mourners or grievers. The resolve and medicine is for corpses.
No, this one here says cadavers on the thing that I'm looking for here. That I'm looking at here.
if you look at cults, it has 2 rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the storyteller resources thing. That
They probably
you
just
had
botched
sent
that.
me.
Because, yeah, it's 2 different roles depending upon which way I'm going about it. Because medicine is where you can have the cadaver's specialty, actually, which I do have.
All right.
Nikolai knows his dead bodies. He has lots of experience with dead bodies.
Y'all kids want to see a dead body?
Michaela's hunting roll is a 4, by the way.
A 4. You unfortunately do not find anyone to snack on, Michaela.
Dang it. Oh well.
It's early. It's like 6 o'clock. I mean, unless you went to like a retirement home, they probably the other people there are asleep at 6 o'clock.
That's what she tried to do, to look for places
really?
where people are already asleep. But that didn't work, so oh well, she'll just be hungry for a little bit. It's just 2.
Nikolai's got 6 on his hunting with crit.
You are able to find a cadaver.
Oh, thank the stars for a fresh body. I love crime. I love it so much.
This does not bring you to 0, though, I believe, as this is not a living person.
Correct. So it'll pull me down to 1.
Elijah got a 6 messy crit to get some food at his club.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
Yep.
You take somebody to one of the private rooms, and
He goes into
you
Grace's office. He knows it'll
quietly
mess her.
exit the private room and knock on Grace's door with a look that, even though the club has not been open for that long, Grace understands and sighs heavily.
I'll give you a bonus.
I will get some cleaners on the job.
Grace, you're wonderful. As he's skittering out the door.
All right. And is somebody going to be assisting Quinn with the dead body, or is he taking care of that himself?
Dark enough for me to leave the apartment now?
You can leave the apartment, yes. You might want to disguise
up a
yourself
little
heavily, as you look like a piece of really
Charcoal?
overcooked chicken.
Yeah. It's New Orleans, right? So people go around in costume all the time.
I mean,
I don't know how much
So-
costuming he would have available at the house, since he's not really, that's not really his thing. I don't know as though he has a lot of toilet paper either, because you can't really do the mummy thing without a lot of toilet paper. It wouldn't last very long either. Quinn's just gonna, he's gonna ask for like help finding like he needs a line on somebody that can come help as far as doing a little bit of cleanup, maybe some light plumbing work.
Nikolai's
Is
gonna
this-
send a text to Quinn that just says, "Give Trevor a shower. I'll be by later."
Okay. Quinn looks at his broken shower and goes, "All right." Just like
It's
drags
fine.
Trevor in.
Just put the body there. He doesn't
Although,
really need a shower.
might that create a problem? Because if there's water flying all over the place and possibly flooding out from the bathroom.
Don't actually turn on the shower. It was
No,
code,
I mean,
damn it.
He said the pipes were broken for me
The
freaking
pipes
out.
are broken.
I don't care
You-
about the pipes. I just need the body to be in a room that if somebody walks in, they aren't going to immediately see it. Stick them in the fucking shower.
You would be able to turn off the water supply to your apartment, Quinn. There are, shut-off levers and stuff like that that people do
One in
work
the-
on. And
Okay.
being in it, so the leaking does stop for now. But yeah, you are gonna need to get that fixed.
We'll
Okay.
deal with that later, Quinn.
One more thing, Quinn, is that you do suffer 2 stains on your humanity for the death of an innocent under your care. We will roll that later on. We will do a remorse check later on,
Quinn has a heart
as they
that's
call
black
it.
as coal, or as his skin now.
But for now, you can mark that.
Poor Trevor.
And is everybody assembling at the Fontaine House? Then we will cut to that. Once you enter into the house, you see that the downstairs living area is a bit of a wreck. You see that there are bloody handprints on certain areas. I would say Michaela and Elijah, you feel a slight chill just touch your shoulder.
He's clicking on Sense the Unseen.
All right.
Kayla is too.
You see that it is Sheila, and she is pointing to the attic. And
Ah.
she makes this motion with her hands.
Do you think Sakura is okay? Maybe we should go check.
Quinn could actually make his way over there using his obfuscate as well.
Very good.
So we're
So-
gonna go. I'm gonna go to the attic.
Casper, you better pray that this was not you. He walks up to the attic.
All right. You walk up to the attic, and Sheila appears there again in front of the entrance to the attic, and she does this again.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Oh, it just seems like she says close. But I guess we can go check. Let's go to the attic and see what's going on.
Is
And
everybody else
open it-
here yet?
They have all begun to arrive, yes.
He just texts the group chat, heading up to the attic. If you hear screaming, please come.
So Yeah, we opened the door ish to the attic, and
It is one of those pull down trap
the trap door
things.
thingies.
You are trying to pull on it, and Sheila just does this.
Is she not there? Is she there? She's there. Okay.
Could you, like, go through the roof and do something?
Close? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm calling a priest to exorcise
Point.
this house.
Point what you want me to close.
She disappears. She points down into the direction that Sora's room that was still there is, and she
Oh.
disappears.
Okay. So I go to where Sora's room was and
Wait, no.
There
stand
are
go
there.
first.
there are still supplies, etc., which are there for occasion when he might need them, and you see that she has managed to pick up a little pen, and she is sketching,
Okay.
and she sketches a very angry-looking Sakura,
Course.
and then the page like sort of flips, and then she sketches another angry-looking Sakura running for the door. And then you see Sheila in front of the door and Sakura being unable to get through. And you see Sakura trying in the next picture that she's sketching, Sakura trying to run through the balcony exit, which leads to the garden. And again, you see her being unable to get through because Sheila is there.
Cool.
And eventually, through a series of drawings, it seems as if Sheila led Sakura into the attic, and she is now keeping the attic closed.
She's fine now. That happened, I think, to all of us.
I think she's okay. You
But
can
if you don't let her out of the attic, she's going to be mad.
You can open it now. It's okay.
She shakes her head and disappears.
Ugh.
That's
So
it. That's it. You are the research nerdy one. You figure a way to get this ghost out of this house.
I grab like a broom and just sort of like knock at the trap door, and I shout, Sakura, are you okay? Are you
Oh
fine?
yeah, will you come up here? I need your Zamitzi nonsense to open this door.
I'll head upstairs.
Oh, if Sora was what they would have appeared or entered the house, especially after seeing the text, they would try to head over to their direction as well.
You do hear a voice which says, "Go away. Not right now."
I think what happened to you happened to all of us, and I think we should talk about it.
If you don't open that door, I'm going to do what we used to do to Sora's room to this door.
No, I'm good.
That's it. That's it. Someone get me a ladder or something. I'm just going to like tear this door off the hinges.
I didn't order housekeeping.
Where's Ricky?
Ricky is likely in his room.
No, I say this out loud to Sakura.
Oh, well.
He's
in his room.
Okay. This is basically just seeing if Sakura and Ricky got to shenanigans in a bad way. All right,
Ricky
well, I'm
is
gonna
still
go.
not woken up out of torpor.
That doesn't mean
mean,
that Sakura didn't
that
eat
doesn't
him.
mean Sakura didn't eat him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Where are you? Out
check.
there.
I'm gonna go check Ricky just to make sure he's fine, even if he's in torpor. So I go and see, you know.
Ricky is as he has been for the past few months.
Sweet. I mean, not sweet,
Unscathed.
but
You
like,
do see that there are some claw marks on the front of his door
okay.
and some bloody fingernail prints, but Sheila appears in front of you again and does that.
Good job, Sheila. Good job protecting Ricky here. Sakura, you need to come down there because we need to talk.
Elijah's like reached up to grab it. It just keeps pulling it, trying to get it down.
Fine. Sheila, you can open. And the thing does open. But yeah, Sakura is a mess when she comes down. Absolute mess.
A hot mess?
Or like a Quinn hot mess, or just a hot sort of mess, or worse.
Not worse than Quinn.
Wait, how bad is everyone looking right now?
And
Look
comes out of
fine.
obfuscate and looks like a barbecue.
Out of nowhere, Quinn appears in the middle of the room, and you see a very, very burnt looking coterie mate.
Mm,
Nikolai looks fine.
okay. Sora will look towards the others and says, if anyone is hurt, I could try to help. Who's hurting? Is anyone injured?
I think
Yeah.
I think I'm okay,
Quinn
but
pulls
I
off
think
a piece of
Quinn.
his face.
I think Quinn is the one that needs help, and Sakura as well. But I don't
Sakura
know.
has
Are you
taken
okay?
mostly superficial damage, but she took, at least 4 points of superficial damage. Sheila did a good job of managing to keep her out of harm's way.
Like this
For the
takes
most
Sunburn
part.
to a whole new level.
Aside from the, you know, really destroyed, beautifully decorated living room, aside from that, she is mostly unharmed, aside from those 4 points of superficial damage.
All right, then Sora's going to head on over to Quinn and kind of like tap him on his shoulder. Not tap him, like place his hand on their shoulder. And we'll attempt to go ahead and use Valorant to heal up the damage that they took. So give me 1 second while I can do this once again. Complicated roll.
Does Quinn know what's going on and doesn't feel weird?
Well, we'll see how much it heals, but you would definitely notice there's probably like a good feeling that comes from his hands. First, from like an emotional aspect, but most will probably you will start to notice that even your body starts to feel a bit better, and there may be a little bit of a white light that comes from their side per se.
Go to the light.
Go ahead, go to the light, but not yet. But not yet.
How do you do this when you approach people to place hands on them? Do you like kind of roll up behind them and put your hands on their shoulders, like, yeah, we need to get a nice little massage back to life?
It depends. Sometimes they'll just take their hands like Elijah and just place their hands in the middle and to do it. Sometimes they'll place their hands on their shoulders. It's not, they don't place their hand on like their forehead like the power of Christ compels you or anything like that. But more along heal, yeah, yeah, not like that. But yeah, more along the lines of a comforting.
The power of salubri compels you.
Yeah. Yeah, fortunately not that, but more along those lines. All right. Oh, wait. That one. Okay, and then all right, we're going to browse. Okay.
Like Salubri know how to party.
Go ahead, I'll use willpower.
As
Okay.
as Sora is busy healing your companion, what are the rest of you all doing?
Once Sakura has emerged, Elijah is just going to go downstairs and start trying to like very angrily pick up the living room because it annoys him.
Nikolai's just pacing quite a bit.
How much aggravated damage did you take?
I have 4
five.
left.
Oh, he's
4?
4 left, yeah.
Okay.
All the egg.
All the egg.
I lost myself for a second and thought I'd go out for a tan. Didn't work.
Koya, you do not get a hole in that rug.
So you get 2 aggravated damage healed back. And as you start to see, of course, a few cuts appear on the side of Sora's chest underneath their fishnet tank top. But yeah, so you're like, okay, that should help out a bit better now.
Sorry, you okay? Let me put some Robitussin on that.
I don't think that would work, but I guess you could try.
Tussin cures everything.
And they'll take off
Boy.
they'll take off their jacket, and that's where you can literally see like they have a really good physique right now. Definitely well built. And they'll take off their tank top. It's just like, okay, all right, well, I guess we could try. I'm not sure it's gonna work though.
You don't have Robitussin on you, Quinn.
Oh, shit, that's not Robitussin. No, that burns. No. It's just an empty bottle with no label.
The disdain in your voice, Aries, was amazing. No.
You do not have Robitussin. You do not have Robitussin.
You've been dead for more than a year. You don't have Robitussin.
Just carries it around as a cure-all.
Oh god, that was hilarious. All right, okay, they backtrack that. The jacket doesn't come off or anything, but
I mean, it could have.
oh yeah, I mean, it could have if they would say that they realized, oh, they didn't have any. But oh, okay, they'll put the jacket back on.
Apologies, I'm out.
No worries. Is
Elijah just goes and sits near Nikolai, wherever Nikolai's pacing is just rubbing his temples.
so Finn wants us to go see them. I'm guessing this probably has to do with what happened tonight. Does anyone also happen to know someone who is a bit on the older side when it comes to people like us?
I
Kindred.
just turn and look at Nikolai because she thinks he's the oldest vampire she knows.
Awesome, because he's definitely not.
Elijah kind of starts to raise his hand, and then just notices the look and goes, okay.
And just kind of points at everybody because everybody's older than him.
They'll look. He says, "Are you a couple of centuries years old?"
No.
Oh, well, never mind. Were you all with someone when this happened?
I was with Elijah.
Absolutely not. I was completely alone.
One of these things are not like the other. You just contradict each other, so I'm a bit confused.
I'm sure they're with each other, but I was alone.
To be honest, I distinctly remember getting punched in the face, and I'm mad about that.
Wait, so it's like Nikolai on timeout or something like that? I don't understand. But so
I'm on the couch.
He's back sleeping in the bathroom.
You know, in a shower, I guess.
So you would say, I had a issue. Me and Camille had a problem, and so I need someone to be able to help wake her up. Yeah,
We'll
Camille,
deal with that soon enough.
Maybe you'll kind of trade me pretty well, I guess. Um, so I I guess we have to go to Eden Tech. Um, is everyone ready, or is there anything else you all want?
Better now than never. Let's figure out what the hell this was all about.
Okay.
At 2 points of aggravated, would you say I just look like I have a really, really bad sunburn?
It still looks pretty damn bad. You need to cover up quite a bit. Not as much as before, but it still looks pretty damn bad. You know,
Maybe
you look like
lotion.
a really bad burn victim.
Sora healed the face. It's the rest of you that's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Just wear a long sleeve shirt.
You know, it's you've taken damage. It still hurts a lot. You know.
You can hear it crackle when I move.
I mean, he healed up quite a bit. Like 2 egg is no joke to heal up. But yeah, you've you know, depending on how it healed, you're possible, but it's like people would be like, "Oh, what happened to you, man?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, it hurts.
A lab
And
accident.
that would be a valid excuse. That would be a valid excuse. And as our coterie is making their way towards Eden Tech, you are met downstairs by Rebecca Stevens, and she nods her head and says, "Follow me," and takes you into an elevator which some of you have been in before.
Mm-hmm.
And you make your way to a floor that only very few people have access to. And stepping into the laboratory that is up there, which some of you had seen at the request of Annette to check on the people that had been transported via the sort of stasis pods. We will pause our story here.
Look in the mirror, is that what you saw? You act like a diamond, you act like a star. You can't get your feelings to look at the sun, or see through the eyes of a human at all. Oh, that's when I told you that you sold yourself. Clouds are raining, scarecrows ain't scaring, the music's reflecting, nothing at all. Your lips are shaking, your skin is shedding off.